What's up, everyone? So today I wanted to talk to you about the upcoming elections, and not specifically about who you should or should not vote for if you're Democrat or Republican, but I want to talk to you about something a little bit beyond the election process. As some of you may know, if you've paid attention to the news, they say the unemployment rate's somewhere around 8%, but analysts have looked into this and they say that unemployment is actually closer to like 15% and even 20% if you take into account that some of the people that are working are not full-time employees and are even sub-part-time. Now, this is a big issue that the politicians are trying to address, and there's something that I'm going to tell you right now, and I'm also going to tiptoe on even giving you some quick advice on a very speculative investment. I'll give you the foundation behind why you might want to pick some of this up, and I'll even show you that I own some of it. Now, first things first. So I said the employment rate is probably somewhere around 15 to 20% based on analyst studies that they've conducted on the true unemployment of the United States of America. Now, the other question you probably would have is, how does the new president or the current president, if he gets reelected, plan on solving this problem? The answer is very, very simple. A lot of funds, a lot of funding companies, and a lot of joint venture partnerships are actually banking on the re-evaluation of the Iraqi Dinar. If you're not familiar with what it is, I'm going to show you what the currency looks like. This is what the currency looks like. This is a $25,000 or 25,000 dinar bill, and I own several million of them just in case that the dinar reevaluation does go through. Now, you're probably thinking, what the hell does the Iraqi dinar have to do with the unemployment rate getting improved here in the United States of America? Very simple. A lot of these funds are out there, which are joint ventures, they're hedge funds, and like I said, they're funding companies. They're actually doing the same thing that's happened twice before in history. West Germany, post-World War II, when they were getting invaded and the whole thing was going on, their currency became unstable. No bank would recognize it. After World War II and their currency was reinstated, the people that bought the currency at a very cheap rate, they made thousands upon thousands of percent of return on their money. The same thing happened in Kuwait after Saddam Hussein invaded it back in 1991. Same thing happened. The Kuwaiti dollar, or currency in this case, went basically to the floor. It was worth nothing. And then when the revaluation came up and they got reinstated, banks accepted it as currency or as tender, the people that invested in it, they got thousands upon thousands of returns on their money. The same thing is happening right now with the Iraqi dinar. There's a lot of risk behind it for several reasons. First thing is that banks right now don't accept the currency. Nobody recognizes the Iraqi currency except for people that live in Iraq. That means that it's not a world traded currency. The other risk that there is that very well the central bank can decide, the hell with the old currency, let's reinstate a brand new currency, and the old currency becomes absolutely devalued and worth nothing. However, before a central bank can do that, the people that live in Iraq, they have to give them a window opportunity to exchange the old currency for the new currency so you don't bankrupt everybody in Iraq. And that is what a lot of these companies are banking on here in the US that are trying to fund projects not only here in the US but also abroad. And not only funds and companies here in the US, but there's a lot of companies out there that are banking on the dinar becoming reevaluated in the upcoming year, 2 years, or sometime in the near future to make sure that they can fund these projects and obviously flood the market with employment and job opportunities. Now, you're probably wondering, okay, Rico, how the hell can you even speculate on something like this, or what do you know? Well, there's a company that I conduct business with, and I have since I started my company back in 2009, that they are actually one of these joint venture companies that are banking on the trigger event so they can fund over 120 different projects, all valued between $100 million and hundreds of billions of dollars. And because they're not the only company that's banking on this, it gives a lot of credibility to the potential of this occurring. However, investing in currency, because it's not a regulated market force, it's not regulated by the SEC, it's not regulated by the FDIC, it's not regulated by SIPC or FINRA or anybody like that, because it is an unregulated market and you're actually buying the actual physical tender because you can't buy it any other way. It is a very risky and aggressive and speculative investment. Therefore, if you're wanting to invest in the dinars, you're going to have to find an online reputable company that actually will give you a certificate of authenticity with the currency if you decide to buy from them. And you have to make sure that the money that you do invest on this speculative investment, you are okay if you were to lose it. Meaning that if you bought $100 worth of this and the currency at the end of the day was worth nothing, you lost your $100, you'd be absolutely unharmed by the loss in your portfolio. So you have to make sure that whatever you are willing to invest into this speculative investment, you're okay to lose it. So you have to kind of set it and forget it. Now, rumor has it, and you can actually look this up online under dinars, dinar boards, anything like that that has to do with the dinar tied to this, a lot of data on this. Now, I have a little bit of an inside track on what's going on, but the word is that they're just kind of wrapping up the establishing of the ministry in Iraq. If that were to happen, they get the ministry established, they get the government figures established, they can actually start running the government independently of the United States of America and kind of get a hold of their country, so to speak. Then there should be a window of opportunity opportunity for people that own dinars to actually exchange them. Of course, there's a lot of people out there, not just the high-end investors that are actually investing in dinars, so there's an expectation that there's going to be a rush on banks for people to turn in their dinars in exchange for dollars. Depending on when you bought them, you may have to pay some capital gains tax on it. If you've held them for more than a year, you're just going to have to pay long-term capital gains, which is about 15% on your money. And there's also a 3-tier system. There's tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3. Tier 1 is going to be basically your government entities are going to get the first opportunity to liquidate their currency above everybody else. Your tier 2 is going to be your institutional investors are going to be able to liquidate their investment. Tier 3 is going to be everybody else that basically is not either an institution or a government figure, meaning the average investor will get a chance to liquidate their currency. That also means that you're not going to get the highest rate of return on your money because that's going to be reserved for the institutions and governments. So as they start liquidating their currency, supply increases on the currency, therefore the price has to come down. So by the time it gets to us, we may be in single-digit returns as far as on currency dollar exchange. Maybe a dinar might be worth $5 of US dollars, or it might be worth $2 or $1, whatever the case might be. So if you own, just to give you an idea, if you own 1 million dinars and you were to revalue it at $1 in exchange, 1 dinar for $1, you have $1 million in your pocket. Right now, you can probably pick up per million dinars, I think you're paying somewhere around $1,000 per 1 million dinars. So if you look at it, you're making about 10,000% return on your money if that currency were to value just at $1. So do your research, see if there's something you want to get into. There's a lot of noise in the background as far as what's been occurring, what's going to happen, how much relies on the revaluation of the currency of Iraq. Know that I do own several million of it, but like I said, if I were to lose all of my money that I invested into this dinar, it's not going to hurt me or break me. So make sure that if you are going to go into a speculative investment, make sure that whatever money you put into it, you're willing to lose. All right, so that's all I have to tell you guys regarding this specific topic. I hope to talk to you guys soon, and don't forget to get some of that. We getting there, money. We getting there, money. We getting there.